update on the storms. Are they still as severe, Mallory, or do we see some changes going on here?
We're definitely seeing some changes, Doug, and some good changes for us in Kentuckiana. We'll take the latest look at the radar in just a moment, but first I want to give everybody the overview here. So we are taking a live look from our Bachman Auto Group U of L health camera over the river here. You can tell things are quieter. We did have some scattered storms that rolled through around mid-afternoon, and some of them did pack a punch with some hail reports, pea-sized hail in Jefferson County. We also had larger hail that was reported down in Nelson County and a few severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm sure many of you all either got the alert, you've been seeing it scroll across the bottom of your screen, that most of us are still included in a tornado watch until 9 p.m. But I'll show you where the best chance to see a tornado still lies. We've been tracking the potential for strong winds, hail, isolated tornado threats with this setup today. And anytime we have a warm front, we really have to pay attention to that isolated tornado threat, because warm fronts provide a lot of shear or wind energy, winds that change speed and direction with height, and that provides rotation as long as storms can tap into it. Now, we do have a cold front that's going to swing through tonight that will take any kind of shower or storm activity out of here, and it brings us a much quieter day tomorrow. But here's that big picture view of the tornado watch. Once again, this was issued during the 1 o'clock hour, I believe, for all of Kentuckiana until 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is the greatest threat timeline that we do have for any kind of rotation. The Storm Prediction Center outlook today, they did include an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5. So that was the change from yesterday and the day before, when we just had a level 1 and a level 2 out of 5. So today they went ahead and issued that level 3, which if you watched my stream last night, I said, hey, if they issue an enhanced, it'd likely be somewhere between Louisville and Indianapolis, pretty much right in this corridor where you have the greatest amount of that shear that we keep talking about. But right now, Max HD radar, it's a lot quieter than it was just about 2 hours ago here in Louisville. So we did have some wet roads that caused some accidents across the area, also some small hail reports as well in the Louisville metro. But you'll notice all across Kentuckiana, we are seeing a lull in activity. So the storms that we had during the afternoon raced off to the east, impacted Lexington, and have continued that trek that direction. But I want to draw your attention to areas off to our northwest. This is untapped energy, a lot of shear, and you are seeing severe thunderstorm warnings. You are seeing tornado warnings as well. I believe this might be a purple box. It's hard for me to tell, but usually that's when there's a confirmed tornado. So this is around the Illinois-Indiana border. You'll notice the general track of these storms, however, are pushing more north and northeast. So this could just miss our viewing area off to the north here and impacting more so central Indiana, our friends in the Indianapolis metro. We were certainly warm enough for storms today. We made it up to 71 in Louisville, then cooled down to 59 behind those storms this afternoon. We've only rebounded back to 61 after some sunshine. You'll still see some upper 60s and lower 70s out there. And we did reach upper 50s and lower 60s for dew points. So that is the moisture that, of course, you need for some thunderstorm activity. But as we continue to see this lull here, we'll continue to see those clusters of severe thunderstorms, those cells that are around the Illinois-Indiana border, move more so into central Indiana. The question is, additional cells that are forming off to the west, could they clip some of our northernmost counties? That's what we're concerned with through the tornado watch time frame. That's before the front moves through tonight and takes any kind of broken showers or storms that are left over and puts them out of here. Here's your 7-day forecast. After today, much quieter, also quite a bit cooler. We're no longer talking highs in the 70s. We're talking 50s and eventually some 30s, a return to winter Sunday into Monday, with overnight lows dropping down into the 20s.
Well, let's talk about the changing complexion of this severe weather system now, because thankfully we're getting some good news here, at least for the metro area. Still are thinking about our folks in southern Indiana.
Yeah.
John, for years, you at the National Weather Service had to set off the tornado watches. Was it smart that they did so earlier this afternoon for Metro Louisville now?
Yeah, there was a threat. Both Mallory and I both really were not thrilled that the tornado watch went this far south into Kentucky. I would have kept this mainly in southern Indiana, maybe Louisville northward. I think the folks, if you're listening in Bedford tonight, Seymour, you're still under the gun. Indianapolis is definitely got some problems in the next few hours. Pay attention.
Mallory, as you know, Bedford and Seymour right in the W WHAS 11
Right.
viewing area.
Yeah, so we do have, I know we have the max behind us, and you can kind of see the radar, what I was talking about, those storms that are coming out of Illinois, and you'll see them on the Indiana border. So that purple there means that is a confirmed tornado on the ground, it looks like. So those are the storms
And
that
where
really
is
bear
that
watching.
exactly? Is it in that box that you've
Do you
got
see
on
the
screen?
purple box, the red and purple box?
Yep.
It's really in far eastern Illinois. So that will not impact us here in Kentuckiana. But if you have friends or family in that area, just make sure that they are staying weather alert.
John, you told me earlier that when the sun peaks out, that's a good reminder during these events. That's not good news.
No.
So what happened here? How come it didn't fire it up?
That's
over
a
Louisville?
great question. So why did this happen? Is we have this warm layer of air that's on top of us, and we can't get enough surface instability. This event, believe it or not, reminds me of the Henryville event, except we don't have enough fuel or temperature. The setup is exactly the same. We are so lucky, so lucky.
Yeah, that was a devastating, of course, deadly tornado outbreak. And I know you all are talking more on whether or not tonight.
Yes, so we actually recorded Weather or Not a day early in preparation for, of course, the severe weather that we were going to have today. But this week's Weather or Not, it takes us out west for the Pacific storms. Obviously, they've been dealing with heavy rain, snow, their own kind of very impactful weather. And I believe that we have a bit of a snippet here of something a bit lighter in terms of weather. So let's take a listen.
When I think of Mardi Gras, I always think, gosh, I hope they can get through without one of those waves from California moving east.
Yeah.
There's been, and people are inebriated, and then you have this threat of strong to severe storms.
Whew.
It's just a recipe. It's the worst drink at all of margaritas. Severe weather moving in from the west. Not good.